From the bustling streets of Beijing to the vibrant plazas of Mexico City, a quiet transformation is taking place. Today, we explore countries in the Americas and beyond where Islam is rapidly growing. This story challenges what we think we know about where Islam flourishes, and it begins in places you might never expect. Let's dive in. 10. Mexico. Mexico has a Muslim population of around 5,000 to 10,000, a significant portion of which comes from indigenous conversions. The Muslim community in Mexico has been growing steadily, but the rate of growth is slower compared to some other countries. This growth is partly due to a welcoming environment and cultural exchange. The largest mosque in Mexico is the Mexico City Mosque, which serves as a hub for Islamic worship and community engagement, offering educational programs and supporting new converts. While the Muslim community in Mexico faces challenges related to cultural understanding and religious recognition, it continues to expand as more Mexicans explore Islam. The community is drawn to Islam's peaceful teachings and the strong social networks among Muslims already in the country. Mexico's Muslim community is quietly expanding and is expected to continue growing in the coming years. Mexico's Muslim community primarily faces practical challenges, such as limited access to halal food and Islamic education resources outside of Mexico City. The community maintains one primary Islamic cultural center in Mexico City, which serves as the main hub for religious education and community activities. If you're enjoying this journey so far, don't forget to like and share this video. Your support helps us share these incredible stories with a global audience. Now back to the show. 9. Cuba. Cuba's Muslim population has grown to over 10,000 thanks to the efforts of Turkish organizations and a rise in indigenous conversions. Islam in Cuba is a relatively recent but noticeable presence, thriving in an environment of religious tolerance. The Islamic Cultural Center in Havana has been instrumental in supporting new converts and promoting interfaith dialogue. Though small, Cuba's Muslim community is rapidly expanding. The country's policies have allowed Islam to flourish, and it is becoming an increasingly visible part of the cultural landscape. Since the 1990s, Cuba has established formal relationships with several Islamic nations, particularly Turkey, which has supported the development of Islamic facilities in Havana. The Islamic Cultural Center in Havana serves as the primary institution for Islamic education and community gatherings. 8. Venezuela. Venezuela is home to a Muslim population of about 100,000, largely composed of Arabs from Lebanon and Syria. While it has faced political instability and economic challenges, the Muslim community in Venezuela continues to thrive, with a rich history of immigration and cultural ties. The Sheikh Ibrahim Mosque in Caracas is one of the most important places of worship for the Muslim community, offering services and activities for Venezuelan Muslims. Despite the country's difficulties, the Muslim community remains resilient, contributing significantly to Venezuela's social and cultural fabric. Venezuela is home to one of the largest Arab Muslim populations in Latin America, and their influence continues to grow. Venezuela's Muslim community has established trading relationships with Muslim-majority countries, particularly in the halal food sector. The community maintains several mosques and Islamic centers, with the largest concentration in Caracas. Adventurers, thank you for your incredible support of the channel. Your subscriptions, likes, and shares have helped more people discover our content. As we continue to grow, we're excited to bring you more budget travel and retirement-related content. We hope you'll keep supporting us by watching, liking, and sharing. Thanks again. 7. Argentina. Argentina's Muslim population is estimated to be around 400,000 to 500,000 people. Argentina has experienced steady growth, largely due to immigration from Syria and Lebanon. The Muslim community has become an integral part of Argentine society, contributing to the nation's cultural diversity. Argentina's Muslim community has established several Islamic cultural centers and educational institutions, primarily in Buenos Aires. The Centro Islámico de la República Argentina provides certified halal food services and maintains relationships with international Islamic organizations. 6. Brazil. Brazil has a Muslim population of between 35,000 and about 1.5 million, with growth driven by African Muslim migrations and a growing halal industry. Brazil's Muslim community is diverse, made up of immigrants from the Middle East and local converts. The São Paulo Mosque is the largest mosque in Brazil and serves as a focal point for the Muslim community, offering religious services, educational programs, and cultural events. Despite challenges, the Muslim community in Brazil is thriving, with significant contributions to the country's culture, food, and education. Brazil has developed a significant halal meat export industry, becoming one of the world's largest halal meat exporters. The country has established halal certification systems recognized by international Islamic organizations. Several Islamic cultural centers operate in major cities, particularly in São Paulo. 5. Colombia. Colombia has the second largest Muslim population in Latin America, after Brazil, with around 85,000 to 100,000 Muslims, primarily from the Middle East and Afro-Colombian converts. The country's Muslim population continues to grow steadily. The Islamic Cultural Center in Bogotá plays a crucial role in supporting the Muslim community, offering educational services and promoting interfaith dialogue. Colombia's Muslim community maintains Islamic centers in major cities, including Bogotá, Maicao, and Buenaventura. The community has established trade connections with several Muslim-majority countries, particularly in the Middle East. 4. Canada. Canada's Muslim population has grown rapidly to over 1 million, largely due to immigration, particularly in urban centers like Toronto. The Muslim community in Canada is one of the most diverse, encompassing various ethnicities and backgrounds. The Islamic Foundation of Toronto is Canada's largest mosque and a central hub for religious, cultural, and social activities. Muslims in Canada have made significant contributions to the economy, culture, and political landscape. Their influence continues to grow as they play an increasingly important role in Canadian society. Census data shows steady growth in Canada's Muslim population, particularly in urban centers. Canadian law explicitly protects religious freedoms, including the right to religious expression and accommodation in workplaces. Major cities have established halal food certification systems, and several Islamic financial services operate within the Canadian banking framework. 3. United States. The U.S. has a Muslim population of over 4 million as of the 2020 census, one of the largest Muslim populations in a non-Muslim majority country. Islam in the U.S. is highly diverse, with Muslims from all over the world. The Islamic Center of America in Dearborn, Michigan, is the largest mosque in the U.S. and a key cultural and religious center for American Muslims. Islam has become an important part of the U.S.'s cultural and religious landscape, with Muslims contributing significantly to business, politics, and culture. American Muslims continue to face significant systemic challenges, particularly in the post-9/11 era. Documented issues include discriminatory surveillance programs targeting Muslim communities, anti-Muslim hate crimes, and religious profiling at airports and border crossings. The FBI has reported consistent patterns of anti-Muslim hate crimes, with mosques and Islamic centers frequently targeted. Muslims often face workplace discrimination, with studies showing higher rates of job rejection for candidates with Muslim-sounding names. However, there has been measurable progress in political representation, with the first Muslim representatives elected to Congress. The halal food industry has grown significantly, with documented market value exceeding $20 billion annually in the U.S. 2. China. According to estimates, there are between 17 and 25 million Muslims in China, primarily from the Hui and Uyghur ethnic groups. The Hui are scattered across the country, while the Uyghurs reside mainly in the Xinjiang region. The Grand Mosque of Xi'an, built in the 8th century, is one of the most notable Islamic structures in China. Despite facing political and social challenges, particularly in Xinjiang, the Muslim population in China remains a significant part of the country's religious landscape. Muslims in China face severe restrictions on religious freedom, particularly in the Xinjiang region. Human rights organizations have documented widespread surveillance, detention, and restrictions on religious practices affecting the Uyghur population. These include limitations on fasting during Ramadan, restrictions on Islamic education, and monitoring of religious activities. The Hui Muslim population, while generally facing fewer restrictions than Uyghurs, still encounters limitations on religious expression and cultural practices. Government policies have led to the closure or modification of numerous mosques and Islamic schools. Economic data shows growth in the halal food industry, particularly in major cities, though religious and cultural restrictions remain significant challenges. 1. Russia. Russia has between 14 million and 26 million Muslims, depending on the source. This makes Islam the second largest religion in Russia, after Russian Orthodoxy, primarily in regions like Tatarstan and the Caucasus. Muslims make up around 10% of the population, making them the largest religious minority in the country. The Moscow Cathedral Mosque is the largest mosque in Russia and serves as a central hub for religious and cultural activities. Islam plays a significant role in Russia's social, cultural, and political life, and the Muslim community continues to grow in influence across the country. Russian Muslims face documented challenges including surveillance, particularly in major cities and the Caucasus region. Government security measures have disproportionately affected Muslim communities, with increased monitoring of mosques and religious gatherings. Studies have shown discrimination in housing and employment, particularly for visible Muslims and those from the Caucasus region. However, official statistics show growth in Islamic banking services and halal food certification. Government data indicates continued construction of new mosques in traditionally Muslim regions, though regulations on religious activities remain strict. The Muslim population has grown significantly, according to census data, particularly in major urban centers. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Next week's topic is top secret, but subscribing is your all-access pass to the reveal. Until next time, keep up the adventures, keep discovering and exploring our amazing world. And I will see you, and yes, I do mean you, in the next video.